Hello, hello, good morning, good day, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new, well, hangout session with yours truly, DrTorment, your favorite lich in all of the void. It's been a while since we've done one of these. I think the last time was in April. Could be wrong, but I believe it was somewhere mid-April. Anyways, how is everybody doing? I'm seeing a lot of old faces here, like 42 Reeds. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? A lot of Nightmares who has been asking for a refund, I see, but no, never gonna happen, mate. But thank you for playing. Cindy, welcome to the stream. You as well, Jen. Lone Wolf, hello, hello. How's the Frankenstein series starting out? So, chat, Lone Wolf is at the moment in the process of narrating Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. By all means, visit his channel if you haven't heard it before. It is exquisite. Also, hello, Ash. Ash, welcome back. How have you been? I haven't heard from you in a long, long time. Lots of peeps today as well. I'm not used to such a turnout at the start of a stream. It's a pleasant welcome. Way better than back in April. Yeah, I remember there were some difficulties back then, but I'm glad to see that you're doing all right. I saw that you've exported a video. Dare I ask, what's this story about? If you want to share a little bit, that is. Not spoil anything, of course. Oh, wow, those noodles were very spicy I had today. So yeah, prior to the stream I had some spicy noodles while I was watching Late Spookaria's Skyrim stream. Absolutely divine noodles, but yeah, kinda spicy. Lone Wolf Stories, thanks for the shout out, Torment. I'm currently 2 parts in out of 7, currently recording the chapters for part 3. Let me know if you want to join in, I'd love to feature you in the story. I mean, by all means, if you have a role open, happy to take it. Does kind of depend, though. I can't do any big roles at the moment. I have 2 other collaborations in the back oven, if you will. But I'm happy to take any smaller roles at the moment. Lone Wolf, thank you for the offer. If you have anything in mind, go ahead and send it from my Discord. Happy to have a read. House of Jan just got back home, had to vacate due to installation work. Oh, I remember that. There was a little bit of a mix-up happening there. The chili cup noodles? No, not the chili cup noodles. I mean, kinda. I have my own cup. But there goes a lot in there to start with. And it's these packages that have the powder and the sauce in a separate package in the bigger package where the noodles are in. It's delicious. 242 reads, it's got 2 stories. The first is about a guy that no one seems to look at. The second is about an urban exploration gone wrong. Ooh. Well, let me just go ahead and set my notification on your channel. The bell icon, I should have that clicked on, don't I? Yes, I do. Alright, I don't have to do anything there. Alright, I'll get a notification as soon as that one is out. Going live. Oh, you're going live as well tomorrow. Good, good. Depending on the time, I will be having a visit. I hope it's not like at my 3 AM, because then I will be... it's gonna be impossible for me. Ah, I see 2 stories in the live stream. Alright, no, gotcha. Thank you. Lord of Nightmares. Oh, I see. The powder, wink, wink, haha. I work in a drugs clinic, so I understand. Yeah, I'm not gonna elaborate on that. As of Jen, 4 days in a hotel room with the boy, Hubs, and 2 slightly freaked out cats. Slightly freaked out? Oof. And yes, I do agree with what 42 is saying. That is way too many people in one room with 2 cats. Like, get your own room, man. Give the cats their own space. No, no, can't have that. Oh, no, 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 no. Why is my phone vibrating like crazy? Shut up. Shush. Bloody notifications. It's attracting me like so. Bah. Just give the cats a box of catnip. They'll be happier. I mean, I'd certainly be happier. Spend a lot of my time on my truck smoking. You know what? Fair enough, Jen. Fair enough. So what are we gonna do for this live stream? Well, it's mainly more of a hangout live stream, you know. Just gonna hang out, chat, see how everybody is doing. Suggestions for live reading are always open. Just make sure that they are not beyond 10 minutes. We don't want to spend too much time. And I will be doing some poetic readings of my own because I like poetry. Suck it. And yes, I do have a few on standby. And also, there is a creepypasta someone recommended to me a while ago. By ClericofMadness, one of my favorite authors of creepypastas. It's called Rima. It's not too long, but it's on a glance I thought it was a fun little story to tell on a live stream. Might make it into its own separate video at one point. We'll see. That's the fun about this. And Lord of Nightmares, we're gonna talk about vampires, werewolves, and dirty zombies that haven't showered in weeks. Yeah, we also chat about that at times, sure. I prefer calling them by another name, but alas, we are on YouTube. Can't go into that, unfortunately. Oh, also, very exciting news on the channel front. So you may have noticed that I'm not doing a lot of story videos at the moment. I've been mainly focusing on shorts. There's a reason behind that, ladies and gentlemen. Because I need all my whatever little time that I have devoted into a channel exclusive series. Written by yours truly. That's right, there's gonna be exclusive Torment videos coming out. And it's gonna be a series. There's gonna be lore now, chat. It's gonna be lore all around in audio log form. I will make a more elaborate announcement about this in the coming weeks. So far, I have the scripts of 2 episodes done. But I will tell, it is one of my more ambitious projects. I would dare say even more ambitious than Dracula, which I had to put on hold. Because, well, obviously I'm going to prioritize my own stuff over somebody else's stuff. And let's be honest, Dracula's story has been told to death in media and in other narration channels. I'm still going to do it, don't you worry. I'm not going to abandon it. It'll just not be that much of a priority at this time. So, why am I saying that this is an ambitious project? Well, I'm going to work with seasons to this. And I've already figured out 13 episodes over 6 seasons. It doesn't have to be its own beginning to end story, because there might be some spin-offs in the form of diaries or character diaries that have their own little bits and parts. But that's not here or there right now. First, we're going to focus on at least the first season. It's also going to be in a collaboration with a group that I've been working with in terms of voice acting. But of course I will also involve a few of the lovely people in the chat already for their voices to be in the stories. So don't you worry, it's gonna be fine. You're all gonna bring some characters to life. But I will reach out about that when I am done about it. So, like I said, I only have 2 episodes done. It's gonna be 13 episodes over 6 seasons. Please, a little bit of patience. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I will hurt myself if I don't get it perfect. Oh, chat. Hang on, need to read the chat. There's been a lot going on in the chat while I was raving about. Let me have a looky. 242 says to Lord of Nightmares, I just spray the zombies with my fire hose, that'll help them clean up. You know what? That's fair. House of Jen, 242. We took catnip, treats, medication, treats, food, toys, and scent soakers with us. One was fine after a day. The other pretty much stayed under a blanket, then sang the song of a people at 4 a.m. I know the pain, Jen. I know the pain. If you need a voice, you know where I am. Yes, 42, I do indeed know where you are. In my Discord DMs. No, but I'll definitely reach out to you, 42. I do believe I have a note on a certain character that I had with you in mind. But again, I'll reach out whenever they make an appearance. It won't be until later Season 1, maybe up until Season 2. But again, I'll contact you about that. Don't you worry. Indeed, House of Jen kind of read the scripts of the first 2 episodes so far, and also the summary I've made for Season 1, as in what's going to happen throughout episodes 1 to 13. So, when House of Jen is giving a compliment, I like to think that it's an earned one. My voice is a little rougher than it used to be. Last COVID patch made my voice a little more scratchy. Scratchy is nice. I like scratchy. It sounds like a bit of a purr going on when you go speak in a scratchy tone. Not sure if that is not sure if that constitutes as scratchy or something, but yeah, I actually like those tones. Don't knock the scratchy, 42. It can add flavor. Indeed, Jen. Indeed it does. 42 says, oh no, the scratchy adds to the horror narrating, so I'm not super upset, but it changed a little. No, depending on what it is, change can be good, you know. Lord of Nightmares, I sound like a Dutch person when I speak lately. Well, Lord of Nightmares, this is exactly why I kinda asked you to be Van Helsing, didn't I? So by all means. Oh, that reminds me. When we get to the Van Helsing parts, I might send you the lines again. Just something to do, right? Because the first ones were basically an audition. You did get the part. So the next time I send the lines, it's gonna be an actual voice acting thing. Don't worry, I'll give you directions as well. I am not that hard of a teacher. Well, no, that's a lie. I am. I would beat you if you have anything wrong, if you did anything wrong with the lines. But shh, that's just between us, chat. Don't tell the YouTube overlords. Lone Wolf Stories, that's what my narration voice involuntarily turned into. My throat just gets scratchy when I talk too much, so my narration voice is just a low, scratching voice. You know, that's actually, I think in that case, Lone Wolf, water is your best friend, as Jen once told me. I mean, that is if you don't want to speak with a scratchy sound to your voice, but I think it adds character. As of Jen, yep, it's crap. I'll say it's crap and then give you tools to improve it. Yeah, that's what Jen does. If Jen says something is crap, it is crap, and she'll even help you make it better, if possible. Lord of Nightmares, damn, it was like 2 years ago. Yes, and I do have a good memory. Thank you very much, Lord of Nightmares. I'm not that old, you know. Or at least I'd like to think I'm not. House of Jen, I was about to call you out about not being that type of teacher. Shut up! Shut up, you! Shush! And yes, hydration is key, especially if you are in a profession that requires a lot of... How do I say this without it sounding weird on YouTube? When you use your throat a lot. It still sounded a little bit weird in my book, but hey, it is what it is. And tea, yes, tea, especially tea. Wait, was it lemon tea? No, I don't... Honey and lemon. Honey and lemon. That's the one. is this? Oh, also in regards of the series, do not think that the character of Dr. Torment and his cohorts, yes, there are henchmen involved, don't think that they are the good guys. Obviously not. There's somebody else for that. I prefer myself as a villain, thank you very much. Oh, why am I getting a notification of Streamlabs? No, go away, Streamlabs. Nobody likes you. I'm using OBS. Shush. Shoo. Go away. Christ, Streamlabs. Only had trouble with Streamlabs. Like, some of you might remember when I first started live streaming that there were always crashes happening. Purely and only because Streamlabs couldn't handle it. Don't know why, but no. OBS, I haven't had a single crash while streaming, gaming, or narrating. So I'm fine with it. And tea when you... I drink lemon tea with honey added to it, says 42. It helps open up your voice and get some of the phlegm out. The phlegm. Yes, it does. And the taste is divine. House of Jen. Oh, wait, yeah, Lone Wolf said something. Lone Wolf says, I know hydration is important, but I drink water while recording. I burp too much and it takes longer. Yeah, you know, I kind of get that, but I just mute myself when that is the case. Let's see. Sips during load up H2O minimum 6 hours before it has time to work. Oh yeah, just drink gallons of water a few hours before you start recording. Great advice, Jen. Let's see here. Oh, wait. The text on the screen. Let me see what that's looking like. It's still set on that guest stream that I had before my vacation, I see. I have to redo everything. Alright. Forgot to do this. That is my B. Whoopsie daisies. There we go. Enjoy the... Do you enjoy the sound of my keyboard, chat? You should. Oh no, 42. I am aware of this, about Streamlabs having an overlay to OBS. I think I'm using currently a plugin of Streamlabs because there are some widgets that I do like to use when things happen, like an extra subscriber or stuff happening. But kitty cat, please. What do you want? Is it already time? Don't argue with me. No. No. I'm not gonna sing with you. I told you, no, 10 PM is when I do the live stream. It's 10:26. It doesn't mean that I'm done. Wanna come on the lap? Yeah. Look, you can either sit on the lap or on the desk. You cannot just walk on two legs like that. That's creepy. My God. That is something one of the cats has learned. Sometimes he just jumps on two legs and hops on over. Like maybe one or two hops, but it's uncanny as hell. And yes, that is indeed her coming to fetch me to go to bed, because I've had a morning shift this week, which means I have to get up at 4 AM, which also means I have to go to sleep at about 8, 9 PM. So this lady here is trying to get me upstairs because she is used to that I will be coming upstairs with the lasses. Hey, you coming on the lap now? Welcome. Indeed, Lord of Nightmares, a rough week. Oh, you're also gonna fall asleep in a bit. Well, you can fall to sleep to the sonorous sound of my voice. Just listen to me, Lord of Nightmares, and you will sleep soundly. Are you sleeping yet? I always wanted to do that. I hope I freaked somebody out. It'll make my night. Yes, Eve, I know. Your sister and your mother are waiting upstairs for me, aren't they? Well, they'll bother me soon enough. I just drank a London fog. What's so yummy? What's a London fog? That's the first... Am I crazy? I don't think I've heard of a London fog before. Please elaborate, 42. I need to know what this beverage is. As of Jen, I also recommend Graffer's pastilles for any kind of voice work. It's inexpensive and helps cut down movement. What's Graffer's pastille? Oh, London fog is a type of tea. Alright, gotcha for that, Jen. Thank you. I'm gonna say that I'm mispronouncing it so badly. Graffer's pastilles and is a tea as well? Lone Wolf. Are you sleepy yet? I hate that that is exactly how that's exactly how I was talking. Oh wow, I'm asking 42 for explanation what this tea is, and lo and behold, I'm getting the entire wiki page for it. A London fog tea is a hot tea-based latte consisting of Earl Grey tea, steamed milk, and a sweetener, typically vanilla syrup. Despite its name, the tea was invented in Vancouver, Canada. Is there nothing those British will not steal from other people? Huh. Normally Eve is one of the three cats here. Normally she always freaks out whenever noises like that happen, but now she's like, used to it now. Not that I bang my desk that much, by the way. Sometimes during voice work I read a line like banging on the desk or trying to bash in a door, and I start smashing my desk in. You know, fun. It adds to the immersion and stuff. Lone Wolf story. There's England for you. They love stealing things. Right? Oh, ever since their empire days, they've been on and on about it. As of Jen, I'll toss up a pic in Discord for you. Thank you, Jen. I mean, Discord is not active on my end at the moment, but I might be able to sneak a peek on my phone. Assuming the good old people on the chat don't mind. And again, I get annoyed whenever my phone is starting to do the noise. It's, ugh. Oh, Eve. No, sweetie. No claws. We talked about this. No claws digging into my leg. Thank you very much. I'm not a scratching post. That is on the other side of the room. Don't. I'm warning you. Don't. I'll jump up. You're not gonna like it. Add a girl. You sweet little kitty cat that I cannot cuss on YouTube. Ooh, I love you so much, but you're really testing the boundaries of my love right now, you abusive little kitty cat. Oh, why can't you be like your mother and just tuck away the claws, sweetie? Christ. And now you jump off, really? That was a scheme the entire time. Lull me in a false sense of security, then start giving me new scars. Beautiful. Lone Wolf story. Did she scratch you? No, I'm just making these noises randomly. I thought it would be fun to put in a little inward hissing as if I'm in pain. You know, just to spice things up a bit. 242 reads, well, you can swear a little, you are 5 minutes. Yeah, sure, but yeah, it's a bit of a in-character thing as well that I'm trying to keep. Not that I've done so in the last stream, but still. Liches can't get scars. You wanna bet? Wanna bet about that? Make a rock out of it. I'm not gonna make a rock out of my own kitty cat, Lord of Nightmares. I mean, yeah, I'm not Cruella de Vil, you know. I mean, yeah, sure, she tried to make a coat out of dogs, but I'm not gonna make a rock out of my cats. Okay, well, good job, says Lone Wolf. Quite convincing. I know, right? It's almost like I'm, I don't know, trying to be a voice actor. Ouchies. What the hell was that? You! What were you trying to do? Jesus, we are what, 30 minutes in? Something like that? And the cat chaos alone, my god. I bet Lone Wolf's soul. That's one bet for Lone Wolf's soul. Any other takers? House of Jen. Cats are for violin strings. You know what? There's an idea. I always wanted to learn how to play the violin. But that said... Oh, Dr. Torment's like the Tom Cruise... Don't, no. Tom Cruise of Belgium. Really? Well, I'm not a Scientologist. How am I the Tom Cruise of Belgium? Like, no, he's known as a famous actor, don't get me wrong, and all that, but let's be honest, I basically know him as a Scientology actor. Which is a whole other can of worms I'm just not going to open. Lord of Nightmares, oh Christ. We really need more Belgians in here that would understand that joke. Oh, that would be hilarious. Indeed, 42. Tom Cruise can keep that can to himself. Preferably far away from us. But since we are about 35 minutes in... Yes, 35 minutes in. How about, ladies and gentlemen, I'll read you a creepypasta. The one that I mentioned from before. Rima by ClericofMadness. I should have it here somewhere. I put that also on the screen. That is not where I left you. No, you. Oi. Go back to... Why can't I move you? Oh, there you are. Ooh, too big. that was a joke I always wanted to make. Shall we say here? This looks like a good place, right? Yeah, that looks like a good place. There we go. Yeah, that looks like a good place. Maybe a little bit more. Bloop. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Pasta time! And spooky new... Hello, Vox! Welcome to the stream! Hello, how have you been? And if I'm winning or not, I do not know. Perhaps? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, Wolf, never bet your own soul, just like 42 says. That's dangerous stuff. Always bet on somebody else's. Yes, Fox, we are gonna read some spooky noodles. Alright, and without further ado, let us read Rima by ClericofMadness. Joseph stared longingly into the cracked mirror hanging over his sink, tears rolling across his face as he pressed it into the mirror. Blood ran down each fissure, almost suffusing the glass with his warmth. His fluids and shame all mixed in the sink's basin to form a stinking mixture of regret and waterlogged pennies. "I hate you," he whimpered at his reflection. He couldn't even make eye contact with the monster he had become. Alcohol, drugs, quick pause here. I'm just saying these words in a very funny way, quote unquote, because of YouTube reasons. They don't like real words and stuff, you know. So where was I? Ah, yes. Alcohol, drugs, and says, and an unquenchable desire for meaning and pleasure had destroyed his life, family, and friendships. Freedom. But most of all, he snarled, curling up the fist he had not yet used to redecorate the bathroom walls and floor. "I hate them. They told me what I was doing was wrong. You keep telling me it's right. They don't want me to be happy. Freedom." Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I see. A chunk of glass wriggled itself free from the frame. It slid down the mirror uneasily, leaving a snail trail of crimson in its wake. "Why can I never find happiness? I've done everything you ever wanted. I've come close but never achieved it all. I've done all the drooks, all the kinds of women. I've even almost illed myself and nearly been illed over a dozen times. Nothing is exciting. Why? Why? Grant me freedom." Joseph punched the mirror. Several shards of glass popped out of the mirror, and he briefly reminisced about the one time in Reno when he had to be a dentist and remove a few teeth from a hooker who owed him money. He grinned reflexively. "I want freedom." Joseph stared at his fists. They looked like hot dogs, their delicious juices running out of their freshly microwaved and split forms. "You showed me what happiness and pleasure could be, but not how to get it. Give it to me, you bastard. I asked for this one thing, and you have yet to give it to me. Free me." Joseph smashed his forehead against the mirror. Glass ran down his face, obscuring his already tearful vision. The mirror was completely shattered. It barely managed to keep itself held in there, what with all the pounding having shoved random bits of glass from itself. The pieces that had fallen bounced around, unsure as to protest their removal or to celebrate their freedom. A low rumbling pervaded the bathroom. The landlord said he would fix it eventually, but had a hard time fixing it after he had his accident. It was a pretty major accident. The poor guy was just working on his car when it started to roll back into him. Fortunately, he managed to make it out from under the vehicle in time for Joseph to hit him with his own. After his head was severed, his brains and eyes were removed, and his skull was used as a decorative candle holder. Not decorative. Functional. Functional. Joseph says functional. It was an altar, a font of pleasure, a sacrifice. It sat on the back of the toilet to illuminate the dark nights Joseph spent alone. Everything you asked for, I did it all. My God, why won't you help me?
Free me, and everything you wanted will be yours.
I can't even see you anymore, Rima. Where are you?
Say it.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said all those things about you. Please, I just want my family and friends back.
Just say it.
I hate you so much, Rima. I want to punch you in your ugly goddamn face. Come here and let me see you so I can tell you what an asshole you are.
Come on. You can do it.
I want to be free of you forever. I want to be free of me forever. As those words tumbled over his tongue and stumbled over his lips, the fallen pieces of the mirror danced about and rose up, slowly floating back to where they belonged in the grand scheme of all things mirror.
You want me to be free?
Yes.
I want you to be free too, free of this suffering.
End my suffering. Show me pleasure, show me happiness, show me meaning. With a loud blast, the mirror exploded outward, peppering Joseph with shards of glass and metal. Wisps of smoke rose from the pieces embedded in his skull, flesh and organs. As he lay on the floor convulsing, bright red bits of glass oozing from his mouth, a figure formed from the smoke.
I never said I would provide you with pleasure while you lived, though. You were my ticket out of that prison plane of that damn mirror and back to the old grind of tormenting people. Your pleasure is a release from all the troubles you had here. So what have I caused most to all of them? A demon always keeps his word.
The demon, still materializing a corporeal form, chuckled with delight at the sight of a plan that had reached its crescendo perfectly. As its physical form manifested, it reached down to Joseph and plucked the still twitching eyeballs from his skull.
These will do nicely as payment for services rendered,
the demon said as it popped them into his mouth like a greedy child with sweets. Each one made a soft, barely audible popping sound as they exploded in a burst of viscera and goo in his mouth.
Delicious.
Reality itself seemed to shudder as the demon became manifest in it. It adjusted its newly formed top hat and playfully teased one side of its almost comically long mustache. It sauntered over to where the mirror had been and casually kicked the cooling corpse of Joseph out of the way. An abandoned truck in the middle of nowhere in some forgotten stretch of desert. It's a hell of a place to call home, kid. But when you make a deal with Rima, your life does go straight to the shitter. However, even I can find the irony in actually winding up living in one. Fancy that, eh? I am busy. Oh, it's the mother cat. Rima stared at the body. All right, I've barely been back a full 10 minutes, and yet here I am killing people and gloating about it. Rima stared at where the mirror had been and imagined he could see his reflection. Adjusting his bow tie and pulling a cigar from his vest pocket, he snickered with glee. Turning toward the door, he flicked open an antique lighter and lit his tobacco stick. Smoke rose from the cigar and waved around the stagnant bathroom air. Ah, delicious chemicals. Rima reached for the doorknob, hesitated, and shook his head. He reared back and kicked the door open instead. Freedom from that stinking shithole after all these years. Hello, world.
I have lives to ruin.
And that was Rima by ClericofMadness. I did a bit of a voice change towards the end there. It's mainly because when I did the demon voice, basically the words were in italic. Whereas towards the end he had a normal voice because, you know, he was manifested in. But I think if I'm going to do this in a video, I'll just have those italic words made into an echo instead of growling, because with the stretch it does on my throat, it might take a while before that's done. Lord of Night. Oh, hello, Keeper. Welcome to the stream. How have you been, man? Also, yes, those are the best kind of noodles. Lord of Nightmares. Noodles and pasta aren't the same. I won't stand for that slander. You know what? I'm with you, Lord. Noodles, completely Asian, different ingredients, whereas pasta, Italian, also different ingredients how to make them. So there. Yes, Jen, indeed, this is true. It's all about the ingredients. There you go. Jen herself says it. Look, you need noodles for the pasta. What? No, 42. What do you mean you need noodles for the pasta? Like, what kind of pasta? First tell me this. There are different kinds of pasta, you know. 42. Wow, thanks a lot, says Lone Wolf. Ah, wait, about the soul thing. Lone Wolf Stories. Dr. Torment, you do a good deep voice. Try doing a Batman impression. All right.
I'm Batman.
Right. That came with a small hair. Jesus. I did it for the giggles, and I'm paying up for it now. House of Jen sounds a bit like Venom to me. Yeah, I would be agreeing more to Jen that it's more Venom-like, but I never really made a comparison whenever I do the quote-unquote demon voice. Ah, that's a lot of nightmares with the obligatory Skyrim joke. I used to have a heavy voice like you. Then I took an arrow to the knee. Ah, Christ. House of Jen, there's some tricks of distortions and post I can show you for the demon voice. Yeah, sure, you can show me. Not during the live stream, obviously. We'll get to that. Don't you worry. But ClericofMadness, I've recently did another one of his stories. What was it again? It was a short one. I made that into a short. Orange Tabby, I believe. There was another one, but that one was a while ago. Can't recall. But yeah, it's creepypastas like this that I genuinely just enjoy a little bit. Like, it gets graphic a little bit here and there, but towards the end it gets a little more zany, but in a fun way. At least that's how I call it. Alright, let me just put that into the thing here that I don't forget what I just read. There we go. Because last time I actually had to rewatch the stream just so I remembered what I was reading. Don't want that. Or don't want that again, I should say. There we are. Let's see here. It's been a while since I actually did a story video. I should really get back to that. As soon as I have time. Time is the greatest sin to waste, in my opinion. Alright, 42. Thanks for coming along and good luck with your story. Also, let us know when your live stream is. I want to know if I can make it or not. That also reminds me, chat, that I do have a Q&A in that I do have a Q&A active. So if you have any questions regarding the channel or myself, by all means, pop it into that Q&A box. I'll have a read. Don't worry, 42. We'll be waiting with anticipation. A Lord of Nightmares. I rarely enjoy creepypasta stories lately. So many of the same concepts. T, it's a video that's going live, not a live stream. Oh, right. Christ. Sorry about that, 42. No, don't worry about it. I'll definitely have a watch on that. Lone Wolf Stories, I need to head off as well. DrTorment, I'm going out for my dinner for my mother's birthday. I hope you have a good rest of the stream, and I will reach out soon to you regarding Frankenstein. That's alright, Lone Wolf. Have fun. Tell your mother happy birthday. Enjoy yourself. And I'll just wait for you to reach out. But take your time. Have a good one. Have a nice dinner. Where was I? Oh yes, Lord of Nightmares. Rarely enjoy creepypasta stories lately, so many of the same concepts. Yeah, that's the thing of creepypastas, but I would argue it's even worse when it comes to Reddit. The difference here is that creepypastas are not actively blocked by YouTube at the mere mention of the word creepypasta in the description, right? If I put Reddit in the description, not a link or anything, just Reddit, YouTube tends to hold you back a little bit because that's how their algorithm AI is programmed. I hesitate to use train because you don't train a goddamn program. It's ridiculous, people that say this. You don't train it, you install it. You make it run commands. But it's not training, it's not learning, it's stupid. But yeah, that's just me thinking on the subject. Don't want to go into a rant regarding that. Ah, yes. I used to work at this place. They had some strange rules. I actually did a story about that way back when I first started out. That one was fun to do, not gonna lie. That was actually fun to do. But also because it was one of the older ones, therefore back in the day it was one of the more original ones. Now it's basically all copypastas, if you will. It's getting ridiculous, really. Like, as soon as you figure out a story's formula, you can't really sit back and relax anymore because you know it's based out of somebody else's work. Which, you know, if you give your own spin to it, by all means, more power to you, man. Like, even Lord of the Rings is basically a Christian retelling of the Norse sagas. But, you know what? It's good. It's fun to read. It has its own message in there that has nothing to do with the Norse sagas or Christianity. It is its own world. It has its own mythology to it. So by all means, if you can do that with somebody, if you can do that while being inspired by somebody else's work, more power to you. But to blatantly copy what everybody else does, no thank you. Lord of Nightmares. The OGs are good, the rip-offs are just a way to get views. Indeed. As of Jan, while it's hard to be original, rule stories have gotten pretty repetitive lately. Yeah, they have. Like, I'd even argue the audio log series that I've been planning for DrTorment now, which I mentioned at the start of the stream, I did say, I would say even that they were partially inspired by two other sources. Mainly found audio log series on YouTube. But also, what's the game called again? A section in a game, not only the DrTorment notes at the end of each of my videos, that is, but there is a, what's the game? It's one of those mascot horror games, got popular lately. Poppy Playtime it is. So in the game you can find these video cassettes, which are basically audio logs. That's where the idea started roaming in my head, like, oh, that's actually a fun way to introduce lore without being too extensive on the storytelling. Like, it was a smart way to do it. Now, I'm doing it on my own way, of course. It's not like it's gonna be happening in a toy factory and toys coming to kill you and stuff like that. No. But that is one of the ways that I got the idea from. Emphasis on being inspired by and making my own thing. Alright, we're gonna have one more read and I'm gonna take a bit of a break. What shall we read next? Well, let's do another creepypasta here. This one does not have an author. It's a short one though, we'll say that. But it works. It works for this. Let's see, it is called You Can go back to sleep. By author unknown. Oh, that is, wow, no. Caps, what are you doing? Don't do that ever again. Oh, there's another thing I see. There you go. Oh, a little smaller, don't want to take over the chat box there. Huzzah. I'll read that in a minute, don't you worry. I think it'll even take about a minute or two. It's not that long. That's a fun little creepypasta nonetheless. It's one I've been eyeing for a short as well. Consider this my practice to it. Okie dokie. Here we are. You Can Go Back to Sleep by author unknown. I swear I'm not watching you sleep, but you're always afraid of me. I've been screamed at before, been shot at, even stabbed a few times. My first thought is always, you ungrateful human. Then I remember, you can't remember. I made sure of that. This time was worse than most. When you sleep, your mind wanders across planes, dimensions, and worlds. I'm a bodyguard of sorts. I wander with you, and I protect you. It's why you are still alive. When you wake up and see my blue eyes in the dark, it's not me you should fear. You should fear the reason I woke you up. You're safe now. And another thing. When I leave, you stay awake all night, fearing for your mortality. There is no point. Go back to sleep. You'll be fine until tomorrow, and I'll be here to protect you. If I stay, you should be worried. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to kill you. If I can't save your life, I'll save your soul. I know you're just a human, but if you keep acting like a pathetic mortal, I will leave you. I'd like to see you handle them on your own. And that was it. Like I said, it's a short little micropasta. But it does the trick, I'd say. House of Jen. Ugh, I want pizza for some reason now. I just read a small story about somebody watching you sleep over stuff that even nightmares are afraid of, and that made you crave for a pizza. You know what? Fair enough, I'd say. Sure. If that makes you crave for a pizza, Christ, I don't want to see what makes you crave for anything else. Sleepy Gamer, hello, welcome. How have you been? I haven't talked to you in a minute, I think. Do stay on the stream. I'm about to take a small break of a few minutes, and then we're gonna resume. The stream is not going to take too long, though. Like I said before in the at the start of the stream, I had a whole morning shift week where I had to get up at 4 a.m. So I will not be on that much. The Lord of Nightmares. I'm baking eggs right now. That story made me hungry. Why is that story making everybody hungry? I don't get it. Explain this to me. What about that story made you hungry? I didn't even mention food or anything to eat or hunger or ravenous. I didn't say any of those words, did I? Let me read that again. In your sleep, your mind wanders across planes, dimensions, yada yada yada. When you wake up, blue eyes in the dark, fear the reason I woke you up. Here to protect you. If I stay, you should be worried. Keep acting like a pathetic mortal or will leave you. Seriously, what about this made people hungry, whatever? I need to know. I need to know the truth. Actually, I'm going to take a break to have a stretch and also have a drink, because I noticed I haven't put my bottle of water here. Which, well, just simply won't do. But yes, I'll be back in a short bit, and I hope to see you all still here when I return. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, I am back. Now, I haven't had my sip of drink, but I have brought the bottle with me. It's water, don't worry. Actual water, YouTube. It's not anything spiced. Wouldn't want to use it to be angry. Ah, Chaudfontaine. The best. Lord of Nightmares. I'm not worried about the creepypasta stories. However, I am afraid of the eyeless man at the other side of the mirror. He kinda looks like me. He keeps waving at me, even when I'm standing still. Well, have you tried and offer him a beverage if he is standing there thinking thinking to pay rent? By all means, offer him a beverage. As of Jen. So while we were at the hotel, the beds were so old that any movement created bed squeaks. Oh no, that's... I'm already feeling annoyed in your stead. Jen, I really am. That's just unacceptable. I was going to record them because they were fantastic Foley and I had the field recorder. You should have recorded them. Also, hello Tanok, welcome to the stream. I hope we will have a good time here. I know I am. We have read 2 creepypasta stories just now before you entered. One called Rima by ClericofMadness, and the other one was... What was the other one? Ah, yes, You Can Go Back to Sleep by Author Unknown. Both of them on the docket for the channel itself. It's just a matter of, well, when. I have enough on my slate already as it is. A dreadful anecdotes. Hello, hello. How have you been? Welcome to the stream as well. How did the date go with the Barrow White? The date went fine, thank you. Lovely, lovely creature, really. Brought along friends. The only time it was quiet enough, says Jen. Only time it was quiet enough to record, Hubs was snoring loudly or the cat was singing. Ah, that is a shame. That is a shame. But that's what life is, I am afraid. Hello, Beachy. You singing the song of your people? Hmm? Meow. You too? What do you want? First your sisters here giving me new scars on my legs. Is this your scheme as well? Or is this just attention grabbing? Please tell me it is just attention grabbing. I can live with this. Hey, sweetie. I'm live streaming right now. Do not sing the song of your people, please. That's my heel. Please do not nip my heel. Mucho apreciato. That would be fine. Vici is being a little naughty today. So, where were we? Let's see, I announced the channel exclusive audio log series. Don't know if I need to repeat that. But in short, 6 seasons in my head, each with 13 episodes. Got a rough storyline already done. Summary for season 1 is written down. And 2 scripts of the first 2 scripts, which is 2 episodes of the first season, have been written down. Just need to finalize a few things before I begin on the 3rd episode. Lord of Nightmares. We need to find a wife for DrTorment, otherwise he'll turn into a crazy cat lady. Well, the joke's on you. I already am. Don't know why I'm laughing. That's actually a bit sad. Anyways, next on the docket to read another creepypasta, another short one, because when it comes to these cold readings, I prefer them a bit short. The Rima one was just getting there on the tolerance level. What is this one called? Let's have a look, see, because I had another one ready. The Gallery. Well, let's see. Just need to put the text in. Enjoy the sonorous sound of my mechanical board. Oh, also by author unknown. Well, isn't that a coinky-dink? Bloop. Let's see. It's about a bit longer than the previous one we read. I'd say about 1/5 of the first one. You got rid of the old typewriter? I mean, yes, I did for now, Dreadful, but don't worry, I have another one in the waiting. Typewriters abound. Well then, without further ado, The Gallery by author unknown. About 15 years ago, I was attending university outside of London. The school is famous for its art gallery that draws visitors from all over England. My final exams were given in a cavernous hall with dozens of enormous oil paintings covering the walls from floor to ceiling. I noticed that one painting hanging to my right had been covered with a large British flag. Although I didn't think much of it at the time, I asked several of the third-year students if they knew anything about it. They told me the following story. Apparently, the university had always given exams in this hall because it was the largest building on campus. A number of years ago, there was one student who could not concentrate on his final exams. He just kept staring at a certain painting, oblivious to everything around him. While everyone else was scribbling down answers, he took 2 of his sharpened pencils, inserted them into his nose, and slammed his head into the desk. The pencil tips penetrated straight into his brain, killing him instantly. Ever since then, there has always been one painting in the gallery that is covered up during the final exams. I went into the gallery one day to see the painting. It is a portrait of a British nobleman from the 19th century. It is utterly unremarkable, except for the fact that his eyes stare straight back at you. The kind of painting that follows you wherever you move. There's only one certainty in the story that I can vouch for. It is that every year, hundreds of students shuffle into the hall to take their final exams and try, against all instincts and urges, to keep from continuously glancing up at the British flag hanging from the wall above them. And there we have it, The Gallery, apparently more about a haunted painting than anything else. I don't know, I like the previous one more, maybe because that was a little more into character, I suppose. Somehow I was expecting Lavinia. You know what? Fair, that is fair. That is indeed quite fair. Let me put that in the slot right here, so that I know what order I was reading these. Now, the next one is going to be a poetic reading. Yay! But that will do in a few minutes. Let me first recuperate a little bit. Well, I'm sorry, Lord of Nightmares, if this one didn't make you hungry. But here we go. I still need to know how that story made you hungry. I'm confused. Like, we didn't mention food or hunger or any word associated to peckishness. And still. Explain this to me. Explain it to me now. I need to know. Ordering pizza, masala fries. What are masala fries? I mean, maybe I know of them, it's just out of my memory right now, but on a glance, it's weird. I'm eating 4 eggs while I'm typing this. Please, do it with your mouth shut, Lord of Nightmares, by all means. Don't need to have the eggs all over your keyboard and screen. Thinking about next Saturday. Possibly a reel, considering it's midday hours, which means I work from 2 p.m. until 10. As you can imagine, not a lot of time left to do anything. I have to do a lot of this already now in the weekend, which is already as good as over. So you see why I don't push out this many videos anymore compared to the olden days. New job, new hours, abysmal little free time left. I'm stumbling over my words, my god. Fries coated in garam, masala, and curry with yogurt dip. Not gonna lie, sounds intriguing. Gonna save that. There we go. There we go. Putting that one in my notes, just so I can find a place if that has that. I normally work from 8 until 5 every day. My god, you are so lucky. You at least have some hours left. Like I said, morning shift that I had last week, 4 a.m. up until... I wake up at 4 a.m. because I need to work at 6. Why do I wake up this early, I hear you ask? Well, 4 a.m. is when my alarm goes off. From then on, I need at least an hour to 40 minutes to wash up and have my coffee. Because if I cannot leave in a rush. If I leave in a rush, I'll just be in a bad mood all around. Leave for work at 5 a.m. or somewhere after 5. Arrive at 5:30 and at 6 start working up until 2 p.m. and then be back home. Then I'm back home at around 2:30 p.m. and you can understand why I am not really having the energy to do anything when I'm back home. Like, by the time I actually am back a little bit rested, if you will, it's already like 6, maybe 7 p.m. and I only have like 2 hours of free time to do, say, the chores, take care of the cats. So yeah, it's not a lot of time that I have left there. Lord of Nightmares, I work with addicts all day. Oh. Cindy Cleveland, I hate being on a rush too. See, Cindy, you understand. And the week that is now coming is the midday hours, which means I work from 2 p.m. up until 10 p.m. all day. So I leave for work at 1 p.m. And I'm one of those people, I am just not functional at home in the morning hours. Like, yeah, I'm probably going to get up at around 9, 10 a.m., but I'm not functional up until perhaps 11 to 12. I'm not functional at all. Like, I just need my coffee, watch my stuff on the telly, and then leave me alone while I charge up. You know? And by the time I am charged up, I basically have to leave for work. And when I'm back home at around 10:30 p.m., because, you know, I have to get home after work, yeah, you can understand as well that after 10:30, I'm not going to sit down by my laptop and start recording stuff. or edit stuff. I just don't have the energy to do that. Also, yes, Lord of Nightmares, I'm starting to hate you too. A morning person. You. Shoo. Sleepy gamer. Sorry, hard to type because of work, but they let me out of the amnestic bath sometimes. Nice. Been here since the start, enjoying the readings and neglecting my duties. Nice. Welcome. I'm happy to help you in neglecting your duties, Sleeper. By all means, all are welcome in my house of torment and procrastination. That's it. Next reading I said, right? Let's get rid of that one. Let's see. Like I also said before, it's not gonna be a terribly long live stream. I think for another half hour at best. Because I need to catch up on some much needed sleep. But YouTube really doesn't like it if I don't put anything up. Or if I skip a week, so we're doing a little nice hangout for now. What is this one called? Ah, yes. But I'm going to cram in as many readings as I can. Don't you worry. I got you, chat. Oh, well, that is a long name. Why do you have such a long name? Quite sure that I'm going to butcher it, but that's fine. Okie. Gonna be reading this one in a bit. House of Jen. YouTube is stupidly relentless like that. Right? Do you have a creepypasta story about Denaldi? Pretty sure that I do not. And I do not think there is one. However, I do know that there's an SCP entry about an IKEA. And no, I will not be reading that because SCP is giving me the ick. Like, it's gone so far downhill, it's just beyond stupid right now. And the fandom of it is even worse. I just cannot handle the people that are big SCP fans. It's, how to say this? It's more about the newer SCP things than the older ones. But the fandom is also very, very heavily involved in gatekeeping everything, that it's just beyond ridiculous to read anything and enjoy it. It's like you talk to somebody that has been in SCP for years, right? And you want to talk about the lore, but they act like basically, oh, you're not one of us, you're not allowed to be in there. Like, all right, go F yourself then. Oof. Well, no, that's the thing, Lord of Nightmares. SCP has not always been the bottom of the barrel. Like, I was there when the first entries about that statue thing and the endless stairs came about, those entries, when there was still a 4chan post, right? And it was intriguing. It was fun to read about it. But as SCP went along, there are stuff about SCP that I like, right? Like the entries about the Scarlet King, for example. I'll be a huge sucker for that at any time. But nowadays there is like a whale in space, like legitimate a bluefin whale that's just hovering in the upper atmosphere, and that's it. That's all the context you get, and I'm just scratching my head as to why. Or how desperate do you have to be to just put this in as an SCP entry and call it a day? Like, give us a little bit more. It's just stupid. Statue thing was an old urban legend about the angel statue. Yeah, I know, that's what it's based on. But at least they made it their own thing in SCP, right? And it was, well, in their own universe it kind of worked, especially with the design and everything. It was iconic. Now it's meh. Like the things that I've done with the statue in terms of lore, it's just beyond ridiculous. I just can't. No, Lord of Nightmares. Not like space whales, as in they're a creature. It's like a legitimate whale from Earth that's just hovering around the Earth. That's it. That's it, really. It's not like a whale that belongs in space or a species that is only adjacent in space. No, it's like a literal Earth-born bluefin whale that hovers above the Earth. Like 26 meters of it. That's it. That's all the context you get. And I really miss the old SCP entries, like SCP-3000. Now that is a legitimate good entry. I remember that one specifically. I want you to actually read up on that yourself, but my god, it's so good. House of Jen. So one could say that urban legends were the OGs after folklore for SCP stuff. I think urban legends definitely heavily influenced the earlier SCP entries, yeah. Like Lord of Nightmares brought in before, like the statue thing from SCP. Basically, that's the Weeping Angel, right? That's from the Weeping Angel stuff. Hello, Naya. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. How have you been? Static. Is the static still there, Jen? Am I still speaking statically? I hope not. Okay. Alright, that's just the software then. Okie dokie. That's just the software. But yeah, like I said, Naya, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing fine. Also, hello, Marty. Welcome as well. Welcome, welcome. We have read in the stream so far 3 creepypastas. You're welcome to revisit the stream after it's done to have a listen on them. I will be putting in the description which creepypastas those were. So, where was I? We were ranting about SCP, I believe. A lot of Nightmares had said about the living statue basically being based on the Weeping Angel urban legend. Yes, true, that is one. But SCP-3000, which I mentioned right before Naya entered, that one I would say is based on the World Serpent. Like, not in function, but basically in terms of its length, it has to be the World Serpent. Lord of Nightmares. I hate gatekeepers in the horror genre. Well, that's the thing. I don't believe SCP was a horror genre to begin with, right? Like, yeah, that like creepy tales, sure, and sometimes it may delve into horror, but that's where it started veering off, because you also have these wholesome stories like Let There Be Dragons. Like, my god, that is a very sad story. I felt things very profound and sad whenever I read about that. That is a very sad story. So they legitimately had entries and stories that you could get engaged in. That's what I mean with it. And as time went on, it just became silly, and every entry was basically who can up the other. And as soon as you reach that for a community, like just make noise and see who is the loudest, yeah, no, I'm just not interested anymore. Like, goodbye, it's been fun, not for me. Gatekeeping never made sense to me, says Jen. Like, what are you guarding exactly? It's only going to ensure the fandom eventually dies. Right, and in terms of SCP, I cannot wait for it to die off quick enough. Like the fandom, like I said, very, very toxic fandom. My God. If you've ever seen that meme about Family Guy, where Chris or Megan is asking, "You guys always think you're better than me," and then it pans towards the family members in high society clothing, while Meg is supposedly the peasant of them. That's how you'll basically feel whenever you're trying to talk to an SCP fan about SCP. It's just beyond ridiculous. I just wanted some information about an SCP I didn't quite understand. They were basically acting like I belonged in the gutter. Like, how could you not know about this? Oh my God, do you even know what SCP stands for? Oh my God, I was alive before the game was a thing. Do not talk to me like that, kid. Hey, Christ. Lovecraftian horror and analog horror don't have that kind of gatekeeping. That kind of depends, really. It kind of depends on the story, the author, and what's going on. That kind of depends, Lord of Nightmares. But without further ado, I promised a poetic reading, didn't I? So this one is... Oh. No, go back, stupid text. This one is called The Nameless One by James Clarence Mangan. I hope I said that last name correctly. Now, before I start reading, let me have a sip of water here. Have a little sip. Oh, that's good water. Short fontaine. God damn. Here we go. Roll forth my song like the rushing river that sweeps along the mighty sea. God will inspire me while I deliver my soul of thee. Tell thou the world when my bones lie whitening amid the last homes of youth and eld, that there was once one whose veins ran lightning no eye beheld. Tell how his boyhood was one drear night hour, how shone for him through his griefs and gloom no star of all heaven sends to light our path to the tomb. Roll on, my song, to after ages, tell how, disdaining all earth can give, he who hath taught men from wisdom's pages the way to live. And tell how trampled, derided, hated, and worn by weakness, disease, and wrong, he fled for shelter to God, who mated his soul with song. With song which alway, sublime or vapid, flowed like a rill in the morning beam, perchance not deep, but intense and rapid, a mountain stream. Tell how this nameless, condemned for years long to herd with demons from hell beneath, saw things that made him groans and tears long for even death. Go on to tell how, with genius wasted, betrayed in friendship, befooled in love, with spirit shipwrecked and young hopes blasted, he still strove. Till spent with toil, dreeing death with others, and some whose hand should have wrought forbid, if children live for not sires and mothers, his mind grew dim. And he fell far through that pit abysmal, the gulf and grave of Mangan and Burns, and pawned his soul for the devil's dismal stock of returns. But yet redeemed it in days of darkness, and shapes and signs of the final wrath, when path in hideous and ghastly starkness stood in his path. And tell how now amid wreck and sorrow, and want and sickness and houseless nights, he bides in calmness the silent morrow that no ray lights. And lives he still then? Yes, Old and hoary at 39, from despair and woe, he lives enduring what future story will never know. Him grant a grave too, ye pitying noble, deep in your bosoms there let him dwell. He too had tears for all souls in trouble, here and in hell. Skadoosh, that was James Clarence Mangan's The Nameless One. It's one of the older poems, kinda like it. Lord of Nightmares, have a great stream, gonna bounce, it's late, I'm getting old. Alright, old man, you have a good night's sleep. We'll speak later, and I'll see you later as well. Go on then, go to bed, shoo, sleep. We'll wait here in anticipation until you do, no pressure. Actually, a lot of pressure. I like pressuring people like this. Go to sleep now. It's positive pressure. He needs his sleep, he's an old man, you see. And as we all know, if old man from Antwerp cannot sleep, well, the world is up for a real turmoil on the morrow. God forbid an Antwerpian guy doesn't get to sleep. You're way older, to be fair. Yeah, sure. True enough, but still. Naps are life. Yeah, you know what, Jen? Yes, naps are life. I've really come to appreciate naps since the new job. My god, especially when the morning hours start. Yeah. Oh, I almost cussed there. No, but in all serious, Lord of Nightmares, you have a good night. If you're still going to stay in the stream, by all means, always welcome. And if not, we'll see you next time. Oh, that's good water. Kind of miss my whiskey and wine. Also, Naya, tell us, what have you been up to? Because I think I have listened to your latest poem video. I believe it was a poem video at least. Gotta be honest, it's been not a week ago, but at least in the past 2 weeks somewhere. Feel free to refresh my memory and correct me though. Thanks, bro. Maybe I'll rejoin after I'm done taking a shower. I smell like a zombie. By all means, if you smell like a zombie, take a shower. Don't come into a live stream. You're stanking up the place, man. Yeah, Tapes of Trepidation. There it was. See, I knew it was somewhere familiar. Also, thank you for tagging me in that post, by the way. So yes, Naya, me, Madam, Strange Ways, and others have been guests on Tapes of Trepidation by hosted by TJ Hutter, as not guest narrators, but as guest voices for his current Campfire Tales sessions. By all means, if you haven't yet, I will leave a link in the description to his channel as well. That is for after the live stream. And Naya, since you're here, you're basically an honorable mention, so you'll be having a link as well. Oh, a tag. Yeah, tag, that's the one. I didn't mean link, tag. Tag the channels. That's the one. Remember this, Torment. You've been doing live streams for 2 years. Rookie mistake. House of Jen smacked the like button. Well, you better. You better smash that like button, Jen. I'll be very upset with you if you don't. That's fine. You're lucky you're in our good side. Let's see. What to do as the last narration? Let me have a think. We already did Creepypasta, so it stands to reason we do a poetic one, but what? What to do? What to read? Already done Edgar Allan Poe to death, literally. So what else can we read? Lord of Nightmares. Any guests lined up for upcoming streams? Good question, Lord of Nightmares. See, when I do guest streams, I basically plan them in the week myself. I don't really think that far ahead when it comes to any live stream, really. Like today, I felt a hangout would be more manageable than, say, a gaming live stream, because I am tired. But I also need to do something once a week for YouTube, otherwise YouTube gets to be blah, blah, blah about it. It's a whole thing. YouTube is fun like that. What else? What else? No, that's about it. Oh, right! House of... Christ! Thank you, House of Jen. Oh, thank you for reminding me there. Let's see. There you go, Jen, I made you a moderator. I completely forgot. Thank you for saying that. So I asked House of Jen to be a moderator for live streams a while ago, and I completely forgot to do so. But, Lord of Nightmares, to finish what I was saying. Basically what happened there, I plan the live streams as I go along in the week itself. Like, oh, maybe I feel like a live stream this week, and then I go do that, or plan it in. So no, in the foreseeable future for now, I'm not thinking of any live streams with guests in it, because there is a live stream to show off a game by a creator in the Discord server that I had to postpone because of one, my vacation, and the second time due to sickness. So I'm really due to that. It's a game called Freak House. It's a browser game. Supposedly it should be rather good. First time that I'll ever play a browser game, so you know, it's gonna be fun to find out what that is. Thinking maybe next week or the week after that, but keep an eye on the community tab. We'll see. You need to be careful with who you have on stream because a guest you had in the past is a known fraud. Really? Which guest are we talking about, Lord of Nightmares? Because I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to the horror narration space, I'm not really into stuff. Checking up with what's happening. I try to insulate myself for any outside happenings, what happens. So yeah, by all means, who is this fraud we are discussing here? Just so that I know what to be careful for in the future. Check out Tates of Trepidation here. Thank you, Jen, for the link. Because I know that in the Discord server I did mention someone doing fraudulent stuff, but that's via Discord. I'm not gonna say it live. Well, by all means, send me an email. I do think you have an email. Yeah, I think you have my email, right? It's about using bots. That's not really narrowing it down for me. You know, just send me the name via email. Don't worry, I won't read it out loud or show it or anything, but it's gotten me a little bit curious. Or send it to me via Instagram even. You have my Instagram, I think. What is this now? Why is my phone buzzing? That is not an Instagram buzz. That is an email buzz, and that is not from Lord of Nightmares. Is my work now sending me emails at 11:50 p.m. On a Saturday, no less. Well, somebody's going to have a rude awakening on Monday. Oh, no, wait. Oh, it's an automated mail, of course. No, never mind that. Also, thank you, Jen, for giving a link to Naya's YouTube channel. There you go, Naya. You've been mentioned in the chat, and you will get a tag. No, it's not from HR, Naya. Yeah, don't worry, it's not HR, it's an automated mail. Some stuff that I really can't say on the live stream. Anyways, where was I? So yes, don't worry, Naya, you'll also be tagged in the live stream as a special mention, you and TJ alike. Also dreadful, don't think of it, dreadful anecdotes as well. Tell you tomorrow or something because I want to explain why. Well, the stream is about to end in about 10 minutes. Just so you know. Like I said, it's going to be a short live stream. I think 2 hours is plenty. You know what? To end the stream with, I'll read one of my own written poems. I think I've read this one before. It's a DrTorment poem, if you will. But let me put that in there. Hello, Google Drive. Show me my stuff. That is not the right mail. God damn you. There we are. Alright, let me just make sure that that is correct on the stream. This is called... There we are. Skadoosh. It should be on the screen appearing now. There we go. The Fear We Fed, a poem by DrTorment. It's a poem that I've read in the past as well, once. And since this is basically me returning to these Hangout streams, might as well finish this live stream with my own poem. In a minute or two, don't you worry, because I need another sip of my water. Sip, sip. Also, that's fine, Lord of Nightmares, you can tell me tomorrow, it's fine. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Jen, for posting Dreadful Anecdotes' link. Also, chat, for those who are currently here and those watching from the future after this live stream is done. I really should be mentioning this more. I rarely do because I really, really hate promoting things. I do have a merch store, so if you're thinking about supporting the channel in any way possible, by all means, have a look in the merch store, see what you like, and hell, give me feedback on the Discord if you'd like to see something new that is available or could be available later in the future. I'm always open to feedback. Now then, without further ado, reading The Fear We Fed, a poem by yours truly. They said he came at eventide, when lamps were lit and doors were tied, a courteous figure, tall and spare, who asked for a room and offered care. No herald rode, no warning bell, no storm announced his soft farewell. To distant roads he'd walked before, he simply stood at someone's door. He bowed his head with measured grace, a pallid calm upon his face. And though his eyes were faintly green, he seemed the least unkindly seen. I seek no tribute, coin, nor throne. I travel not to rule alone. I only ask you let me stay, and keep your lesser fears at bay. The council murmured, weighed, and agreed. A watchful guest is good indeed. If peace he brings, then let him dwell. Our town has known unrest too well. So in he came, and no one could say what small unease first slipped away. For crimes grew rare and tempers mild, and even night seemed reconciled. A drunkard missing caused no stir, no kin, they said, to speak for her. A thief was gone, a brawler too, the world is cleaner, some men knew. And when a beggar was not found, no searchers combed the wooded ground. They slept more soundly, bolts drawn tight, content with order, bought by night. He never threatened, never cried, no blade was shown, no blood descried. He only listened when they spoke of private fears they dared not invoke. To one he whispered, calm and slow, the neighbor harbors secret woe. Best keep your distance, bar your gate, some dangers ripen if you wait. To one he said, your friend may fall, I hear unrest within his call, and thus suspicion, gently sown, took root in hearts not yet his own. Each man believed himself secure if he remained observant, pure, yet each small silence, each excuse, gave quiet permission to abuse. He walked at dusk beside their street, and none would rise his path to meet. For though they feared, they reasoned still that others bore the greater ill. The baker thought, I must provide, if I protest my children slide. The priest declared, I counsel prayer, I cannot challenge what I fear. The guard convinced his oath was kept, so long as nightly rounds he swept. The mayor signed decrees with care, and told himself the acts were fair. One morning bells were left unrung, the sexton gone, no notice hung. They glanced, then quickly looked away, and found much else to fill the day. By now his shadow seemed to blend with every alley, every friend. Not seen, yet felt in pause and breath, in every cautious word of depth. He asked no loyalty aloud, yet deference gathered like a shroud. They chose compliance bit by bit, and called it peace, and settled it. At last I stood outside his room, aware of what had sealed our doom. No crowd remained to stand beside, each soul had turned, each neighbor hide. I said, why take us one by one? What victory have you truly won? He answered not with rage or threat, but with a patience colder yet. Oh, I claim no souls that are not mine. I build no cage, design no shrine. I offer only what you start, the smaller tyrant in the heart. For fear seeks comfort, not the right. It trades the stranger for the night. You fed me well with each excuse, with each tolerated abuse. He raised no chain, he barred no way, no force compelled me there to stay. He only waited still and sure for my own will to make it pure. I saw then plainly, stark and grim, no town had ever yet yielded to him. Oh, he merely followed calm and slow where human choices chose to go. And so I stood with none to call, no righteous voice remained at all. For monsters do not storm the gate, they enter when good men hesitate. And voila, that was my own little poem, I suppose. DrTorment only poem. Ooh. Check your DMs when you're done reading. I will after the live stream, don't you worry, Lord of Nightmares. House of Jen, thank you for the link to the merch store, Jen. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying the very dark Circassian vibe, Doc. Thank you, Jen. Not what I had in mind as I was writing it, but I like that is caught in there. Thank you. Maybe I should write more of these. This one was fun. I remember having fun with this, and well, like I've said before, if you do stuff like writing, drawing, or even YouTube, if you're not having fun in it, then what's the point, right? You should always have fun in whatever endeavor you're doing. Fun and passion. Because as soon as something starts to be a chore, well, nobody wants to do a chore, right? Chores are a necessity. They're not supposed to be there for the fun of it. I mean, unless you like to do chores, by all means, more power to you. But me, for example, I don't like chores. House of Jen. Dystopian Lorax images are floating around in my head with that one. Oh, Dystopian Lorax. Huh. Well, that's a first one. Huh. Jen coming once again with the zingers. Fun and passion before trying to be famous. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with fame. I believe people get to fame more naturally if you are having fun and are passionate about what you're doing. Right? Like a natural rise to what you're good at, because people can tell when you're having fun in something, right? Like we see Jack Nicholson play the Joker in the 1989 Batman movie. Like, the guy had fun, let's be honest. Like, Jesus Christ, you're not gonna tell me he had not fun. Jim Carrey in basically every role that he plays, like, yeah, you can, even the more serious role, like the number 23, you can tell that he's really getting in there. Like, don't get me wrong, I always remember him as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. But yeah, no, stuff like that. People will notice when you're good at something and you're having fun with it. It comes across as more genuine. Oh, hello, welcome back, Sleepy. Fun and passion and a lot of pain, let's be honest. A beautiful poem, really. Thank you, Sleepy. I mean, yeah, of course, the road to the top, or, well, the top is a lot said here. The road out of obscurity will always be filled with discomfort. Yeah, sure, I will agree with that. But you know what? That's life. Life is full of discomforts. It's more about how will you take on those discomforts and how will you not avoid them, but solve them, really. Because avoiding discomforts and anything like that in life, they'll always come back to bite you. So you might as well just face them head on and see how you get out of it. This is getting very, very deep all of a sudden. Not very deep, no, but this is getting very, what's the word here? This is getting very real. Past Midnight Torment. Philosophical, thank you, Jen. Thank you indeed. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the end of our live stream for today. I will apologize that we couldn't do it any longer, but then again, like I said before, this was planned to be a short live stream. with a few readings, because from this week I have been extremely tired and I need to catch up on some sleep. So once again, my special mentions will be in the description of the video. Among them will be TJ Hodder from Taste of Trepidation, Dreadful Anecdotes, and of course Naya, who has graced us at the end of the chat, as well as the stories and poems that have been read out here today. Please, if you want to support the channel, consider leaving a like and comment your thoughts down below. Have a visit in the merch store and give me some feedback if you want to see some new things in the Discord server, by all means. And with that, I hope to see you again very, very soon with our next session. But always remember, in tenebris veritas. And thank you again for joining me this session.